charts for today. So basically what we're going to be looking at today is just looking at some potential trend changes. There are a few trend reversals that are undergo, which is basically resulting in difficult trading conditions. And this is the area where you definitely need to be patient. Whenever the trend changes are underway, you're looking for the trend change, you're looking for the confirmation, and then trading becomes easy again. So for this week, it has been a bit of a tough, been relatively tough. I mean, there have been a few opportunities on hand, but I'm down 1% for the week, which is not too shabby. It's pretty much I'm prepared to risk 2% of capital on a daily trade, or not on a single trade, but during the whole day. But at the moment, we are looking at a number of opportunities, I think, for next week. I don't see myself trading today at all. So the first pair is pound USD. Okay. So now we're coming back into an area here of support. You can see I've got these two levels drawn in right now. So let's just get to the 8 hour. So those two levels are pretty much fractional levels. You can see here's the one fractional level right here at the bottom, which is 125,250, and then I have another level here which is also a few fractional levels, and it goes back quite some time. As you can see, there's a lot of interaction with that level, and that is 125,480. Okay, so I think the critical thing here is that we did break through this area up here of 126,460. So that is a new high. We've come back and we're looking for structure now because the trend is up. Okay, so if we come down to the 1 hour, you'll see the 8 hour trend is up, the 4 hour trend is pretty much up, and the 1 hour we have a bit of a downtrend here, taking out these lows here. Okay, so with these lows out the way, you could argue that we have a trend reversal, but I want to see a retest of this level and a bounce down. So until that happens, high time frames are long. We are looking for long entries, and this is where I need to start looking at price action and off levels. We're on a level at the moment. We have another level just below there. These are quite strong levels, and you can see there's my first signal at the moment. Okay, wrong time of day, so I want to see what happens here during the UK Open, but there is potential here for a move back to the upside. Okay. Now, with the markets falling like they did yesterday, so the indexes were down. I mean, the US indexes were down 5%. Yeah, you got to ask yourself whether we're going to have a stronger dollar at the same time while this falls. But that didn't happen yesterday. So basically, the dollar fell with the markets. So anyway, it's just an interesting area here. We've got this gap that we're closing now, so we'll see what happens here. If we do find support around here, I probably want to see a breakout and a retest of the first breakout before jumping in and convincing myself that this 1 hour downtrend has changed and we're back into the uptrend as with the bigger time frame. So that's something that will be worth watching. Okay, US dollar, Japanese yen, weekly. Looks chaotic, doesn't it? Big up, big down, big up, and big down. I think the key thing for me here is this level here, and that is 106,624. If we start coming down to the lower time frames, you'll see this massive move up, then massive move down on the 8 hour. Look at the bounce off this level. Okay, so one of two things what we're looking for here. We're looking for that level there, since this area is pretty much on its way out. So the next area of resistance is going to be 107,359. Now again, the question is, are we going to get a stronger dollar? Or are we going to get a weaker dollar? So, is that little sell-off on the markets yesterday just a small little correction? Or is it the start of something bigger? I think that's some of the questions we need to start asking ourselves. Anyway, a look at the hour. A couple of things have transpired here. We've broken through, and I'm going to use this level here. So we've broken through this area here. Okay. We have also broken a trend line at the moment. Okay, so this was the hour trend. You can see pretty strong to the downside, but we have broken it now. So the big question on my mind is, do we have a trend reversal? What would constitute a trend reversal for me? A retest of 106,930. So I'd want to see this 1 hour bar continue, probably up until here, 107,359. Then I would like to see a bounce back. Bounce back could be all the way down to the bottom as a triple bottom as well, because that would test this trend line break. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for structure. So it doesn't matter if this thing bounces all the way up to the top here, then comes back. Wherever it finds structure, that's my entry. My entry is not here. So just something worth watching. There's a lot going on in the world markets. We've got a massive level here at 106,624. So it's going to be worth watching. I don't know whether it's going to set up today. Probably most of these pairs are probably only going to set up next week. But it's going to keep an eye on them just in case something does set up today. And we'll jump in on it just for the day, not to hold over the weekend. Okay, so that's that. That does look like a bit of a trend reversal at the moment. US dollar, Swiss franc, similar kind of picture here. You can see this is a massive range that we've been in for the last couple of years. No real direction, but the direction here, if you look at it, is starting to point to the downside. Now, one thing, let me just get rid of the noise. Okay. So the one thing that we do see on the hour is we've had this buy, and this buy has come off a level. Okay, not quite exact. We did close below it and then rallied again. So I think for this at the moment, it does look like it is, well, we can see it's in a downtrend. It is moving to the downside, and that's on the higher time frames. On the hour, similar scenario. Is this a double bottom? Okay. And I think if you look at this on a Bollinger, you'll see that this is a Bollinger W. It's a confirmed Bollinger W. It'll also probably be a confirmed entry on the Bill Williams strategy. So any trend following strategy right now with using indicators, you'll find that you've got all the indicators set up ready to turn. Okay, I'm not entirely convinced. I still want to see some structure, and the break above this level of structure here is not really what I'm looking for. I want to see price action like that. I want to see a strong move up, then that kind of price action, and then a roll back onto this level. So this is like just pop past the level, and now we're like confused. So, but the similar structure here. So we have broken this trend line. Okay, so this does look like a potential trend reversal. This was the 1 hour trend. This does look like we're reversing. But what I want to see a pullback onto a level. First level right now is 0.94324. That's the first area I want to see. Alternatively, it's going to be a little bit further down onto these tails here, which will be 0.94246. And it could be even worse than that. It could be a pullback all the way down to 0.94021, which would test this trend line. Okay. And the big question you need to be asking yourself right now, just from a fundamental perspective, is, are we going to be getting a stronger dollar now, or are we going to get a weaker dollar? What is the market? What are the markets going to do right now? Okay, so that you can see that's a lot of indecision that's happening, and that question I've just asked myself is a question a lot of people are asking, which is why we have the indecision at the moment. The next pair is really Canadian dollar, so US dollar, Canadian dollar. So same kind of scenario here. Have a look what's happened. We've been in a downward trend, pretty clear downward trend, came back onto a major level. This major level is a weekly level as well. You can see there's my weekly level there. Came slap bang onto it and we bounced. Okay, now I think this one gives me the clearest picture of a dollar pair at the moment. Big move up, come back down. So if you picture a lot of data days, when we have massive moves on data days, you have these massive moves up, and then you have these big retracements, and then it continues in the direction. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on this pair as well. Now, here on the hour, you can see the trend. Let me just zoom out. the original downtrend, which was this one, has clearly broken to the upside. Okay, so this clearly broke the upside. I'm looking for a retest of a level and continuation to the upside. So this is another trend reversal that is pretty much almost confirmed in my books. I want to just see a pullback onto structure for an entry long. Okay, so the Canadian dollar, US dollar, Canadian dollar is indicating that we're going to have a stronger dollar. Okay, pound Japanese yen. So this is one which we've been watching. I've been watching most of the week. Pretty much, I was waiting for that level. That level didn't materialize. The next level hasn't materialized. Now I have a third level that I'll be looking for, which is this one down here, which almost was tagged. Okay, so let's just start on the 8th hour. 8th hour, we have an upward trend. You can see it's an upward trend at the moment. We do have those head and shoulders. Pointed this out. It does look like, I don't know if it's played out yet, but it does look like it's going to play out, which would bring us all the way back down to the underside of the support here. Now, with that in mind, what am I looking for? So the most logical thing still for any head and shoulders, okay, and there you can see there's my shoulder, there's my head, there's my shoulder. The most logical thing is a retest of this area and then roll over. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. This is clearly in a downtrend at the moment. There's no reason to be looking for longs at the moment. So on the higher time frames, obviously been an uptrend, but right now on the 1 hour, which is a time frame I want to trade, I'm looking for an entry short. Okay, so I'm looking for the head and shoulders to play out, and any one of these levels that we've got drawn in here. So 134.879, 135.404, and 136.054. Those are the areas that I'd be interested in watching. If we get any kind of bearish price action off those levels, I'm in like a bear. And I think the one that I really would like to see is, and there's two levels here. Just make sure you've got both of them, because there's the neckline and there's the other neckline there. So this tail is the one neckline, that's the other neckline. Now I prefer to be conservative and aim for this one here, 136.277. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. That also won't break the trend line. You can see there's the trend line there. So a move back into this area here would basically test the trend line. Okay, so anything between 135.917 and 136.277 is a pretty clear entry for me for a move to the downside, and my target is going to be 132.079. Okay, so that's just continuation of the trend, but we're waiting for structure. So I need a pullback onto structure to continue trading with this trend. Euro Aussie dollar. Okay, this one, couple of things. So we're in a clear downtrend. Let's just get rid of the noise here. See, there's quite a bit of noise. So we're in a clear downtrend. Okay, you can see that on the 8th hour. Nobody can argue with that point. We're in a clear downtrend. Until we break through there, that trend is down. Okay. However, look at the price action here. Okay, and I highlighted this the other day. That we're looking for a reversal. It looked like a potential trend reversal brewing here. Cup and handle, not quite a head and shoulders because of this tail, but if you cut out the tail and you look at that, that's pretty much inverse head and shoulders. If we come down to the hour, what I said is we're looking for a trend reversal here, and on the higher time frames we are moving down, but on the 1 hour we've had this break. We had a bit of a retest of it. I'd like to see a more structured retest of this environment, or actually any level to the downside, and I'd like to see another higher low created. You can see there's the low, higher low. I want to see a pullback, and that pullback can come back to there or to here. So there is 1 164,248, and here is 163,581. So I want to see a pullback on those levels and then a move back up. And the move to the upside, I've got a trend line drawn in here, but let's just get that there, because it's important to understand that we have a trend break here. Okay, so there's a trend, there's a trend. These trends were broken quite some time ago. If I draw a line from there to there, you can see that trend was broken quite some time ago. That trend has been broken. That trend has been broken, and now we have those two trends there. Okay, so this for me on the 8 hour is the start of a trend reversal, and looking for the hour, I'm waiting for an entry long. Okay, and you can see both these downward trend lines intersect with these two levels here. So this is the areas we're looking for. 164,248. Expect an ambush there. In other words, when you get there, because that's the most logical area of all these intersecting trend lines. When you get there, there'll be a lot of people, greedy people, that are going to be sitting here waiting with their longs with a really tight stop. The stop's going to be just below on this level here. And what will happen is it'll start bounce, and then it's going to come down, trigger those stops, and move off. Okay. Anyway, that's my prophecy on this pair for today. Let's see if it actually happens. But yeah, I think this is a trend reversal setting up, and there are definitely longs on offer on this pair. So that's Euro Aussie dollar. Euro Swiss franc is kind of a similar scenario. So just on the 8 hour, you can see we had a clear downtrend. We've broken up above, sort of creating higher highs, and we've come down. Now the question on my mind anyway is, are we going to continue? Because we've got this upward trend line break on the 8 hour. Let me just draw it in. Okay, so that was the upward trend line. We've got a break. Okay, the 1 hour trend will be clearly down. The 8 hour is going to be up. And you can see there's my 1 hour trend to the downside. So, overall picture on the 8 hour is an upward trend. Okay, and we're back into structure. We're back to testing breakouts. And the first breakout is 106,503. The second breakout would be 106,133. And if you just look to the left, you can see these two levels are pretty well respected. So I am going to say that we should be looking for a trend reversal on this pair. Don't see anything just yet. It's going to zoom back in a bit here. So first things first, let's just delete that trend line. So right now the hour is down. That's our trend line to the downside, right? So we have come up to a major area of support, and 106,503, and obviously we've got this other one down here at 106,133. So that is the area of support that we have at the moment. Personally, I think you need to just wait and watch what happens here, because if we do get sort of above this trend line, I don't want to see a retest of the level. By the looks of things, that's the breakout level we're looking at on the hour. So it's 106,928. I want to see a breakout above that, come back and test it, and then start forming higher lows. And that's going to be the area to get in for another potential trend reversal. Okay. So the converse on this one is true. If we get into this area here and we start bouncing around and start forming lower highs, that's going to be a continuation short. And I think your problem is these two levels are pretty big. So you're going to have a 106,500 target, or you're going to have a 106,133 target. That's pretty much it. But because of because these levels on higher time frames, I do think we're going to probably bounce around today with a potential trend reversal happening. Okay. So anyway, so that's kind of what I'm watching. It doesn't look like there's many clear setups at the moment, so we're just going to be patient and wait them out. And that's how it goes, guys. Some weeks you have these transition weeks where you're transitioning from an uptrend to a downtrend, or from a downtrend to an uptrend. And during those periods, it's a lot of range-bound trading, a lot of volatility, and it also becomes very difficult to trade those things. So you've got to take those with take the good with the bad. And sorry, I just spotted something on this pair that we also need to pay attention to. A little bit of a wedge, but probably more a channel. Anyway, so yeah, what you got to do is just pay attention, be patient, and wait for the trend reversals to be confirmed, and then trade with the trend. In those weeks where you're trading with the trend, you are going to make a lot of money. And those weeks where you've got volatility and confusion in the markets, you'll be lucky to come out break even. You're probably going to lose money on those weeks, but the question is how much money. So if your risk management is sound, you won't lose a lot. So for me, a bad week is 1% down. It's not the end of the world, because next week I could be 10% up. So that's just the way you need to look at it. Anyway, hope that helps. Enough rambling from me. If it does help, give us a thumbs up. Do appreciate the likes and the comments, and we'll catch up with you next week. Stay safe, and cheers for now.